An actor's resume is their personal calling card. It allows the casting department to look at your past history and see whatever connections you might share, or skills you've learned, or parts that you were cast in. And too many times have I seen a jumbled up mess of a resume being handed in when I am on the other side of the table. And I get it. Formatting resumes can be a chore. Lining everything up and keeping it updated, it gets boring and tedious. But first impressions are a thing, and you don't want to go in there with a scruffy looking resume. I had troubles with formatting resumes too, but then I sat down and learned some tricks using Microsoft Word and tables. Now, I'm just going to show you a plain resume, not a lot of bells and whistles, and I hope you take some time to go through and see how you can make it your own. Also, although I'm doing this in Word, I'm pretty sure most word processing programs have tables to work with, so they should all work, but might be done a little differently. First, start off with a blank Word document, and go to Insert, Header, and then select Blank Header. Like my past video on custom letterhead, Microsoft has some pre-made headers to choose from, so feel free to check them out. Next, we are going to center justify the text and type out our name. You can find the Center Justification button under the Home tab. And I'm going to size up my text a little bit by highlighting the text I want to resize and clicking the Size Up button. There, that looks pretty good. Now, we're going to add our first table. Go to Insert, Table, and select 2 by 1. That's 2 columns, 1 row. You can see me dragging the end of the table across the page by going to the end of the table, clicking and dragging to where I want the width of the table to be. On the left side is where I like to put my personal details, height, weight, etc., etc. On the right side, I put my contact details. You can justify left and right to make sure your text goes to the side of the table where you want it. I find it keeps everything nice and lined up, easy to read. Sometimes when you put your email or your website, you'll get a hyperlink, and it's easily removable. Just right-click, Remove Hyperlink. The last thing we're going to do with this table is remove the border. You can do that by right-clicking on the table, going to Table Properties, Border and Shading, and selecting None, and then selecting OK. There, first table done. Let's get ready to add some credits. The first thing is a label, so that whoever reading this resume can quickly scan to find the credits they want to see. I'm typing theater here, and then bolding and underlining the text by highlighting, pressing Ctrl-B for bold, and Ctrl-U for underline. You can also get the same effect by pressing the B and U on the toolbar. And enter down a few lines, and this is where we're going to put our credits table. Go to Insert and Table. I usually stick with a 4 by 1 table, and I'll show you how to add more rows in a minute. I'm also going to drag and line up the end of this table with the end of the table that's in the header. That way it looks really nice and neat. Now I usually set up my tables like this. The name of the production, the name of the character, the name of the theater company, and then the name of the director. And you can quickly add another row and therefore another credit by right-clicking on the table, going down to Insert, and clicking Insert Row above or Insert Row below, whichever you want. You can see here as I put in this credit that the company name is long, and it kind of screws up everything that I have going. Now there are 2 ways to fix it. One is you can highlight the text and resize it. Or you can move the table width so that it fits. Whatever works for you. You can also see that I right justify the name of the director, just so it lines up on the right. I'm going to skip along here. And here you can see a almost finished resume. I'm using the same technique with the film credits as I did with the theater credits. The next thing I'm going to do is line up the labels with the end of the tables. And you can do that by selecting the line you want to move, going up to ruler, and moving it to the end of the table, and just going down and doing that with the rest of your labels. I find that doing this makes it nice and neat and lined up and super easy to read, which is the most important thing when making a resume. To view how your resume looks, you can go to Zoom and zoom out and kind of get a picture of what it looks like on paper. Or if your printer has like a print preview option, this is what you can do here too. There. Look how nice and easy that is to read. You can see my name, you can see my weight and height and my contact information, my theater credits, my film credits, and my skills. One last thing I want to show you is how to delete a row. And just like inserting a row, you go to the table, you select the row that you want, you right-click and delete row. That way you can update all of your credits, and if you have too many, you can just easily delete them. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create an actor's resume using Microsoft Word. And feel free to screw with this and try to find out how to make your resume your own. I would try to stay away from unreadable fonts and definitely stay away from Comic Sans. If you enjoyed the video, or if I went too fast, or I didn't explain something well enough, please leave me a comment below. And if you have some actor friends that might benefit from this video, pass it along. I would really appreciate it.